I've been told your eyes don't look normal. Your eyes look weird. Okay. And that makes me feel self-conscious, but thank you.
I was actually even told that when people make a comment, then I feel like the whole world sees me that way. Being able to navigate with my own self-perception versus wondering how other people view me.
I do see a lot of really good work being done to kind of get rid of the word normal and not have these boxes or categories or constructs that we all have to fit in. And I think there's a long, long way to go.
Hey everybody, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. My name is Robin Ennis, a licensed clinical social worker in Colorado, and I am here with my co-host Beth Gustin, a licensed professional counselor also in Colorado. And so the last time we talked about therapy, how to know when you need it, how to know when it's a good fit, and how to find a therapist that you feel comfortable with. So going off of therapy, now we're going to talk about today is a concept that I've noticed that's popped up a lot amongst my clients, but also too in society in general. And Beth has too, is the concept of what is normal. And I want you to pause and take a few seconds. So when I mentioned that, what popped up for you? What first came to mind? For me, it evokes a level of irritation. And I think for me, it evokes irritation because of the way that it's been used to categorize me per se. And that can even go back to my medical diagnosis or my ability status. And so I don't believe in the word normal because I believe that everybody is different and it's important to embrace those differences. We all have a lot to offer. And I have that dialogue with my clients, but what really is normal and does it exist?
I agree. I don't like the word normal either. It also makes me irritated for very similar reasons. And when I talk to my clients about grief, I will say this is a normal reaction. What you're experiencing is normal. And I was just thinking about the language I use around that because I am trying to validate that everything you experience in grief is expected and it's okay. But I don't like the word normal because I think it does imply, well, if this is normal, then there's something that is abnormal and doesn't fit. And if we're applying that construct to ourselves as human beings, and we're told that we're not normal, as an example, because of our vision loss, or we're not normal because we don't follow the latest fashions, or we're not normal because our body size isn't whatever the media says it should be, that's hurtful and makes me very irritated. And so I feel like, and I think you said it very well, Robin, we all have differences and that's what makes us unique. And also what helps us focus on, I'm not a big fan of this, you're good enough as you are, but you're good enough as you are. You're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing abnormal about any of us.
Yeah.
Because normal isn't a construct that should exist.
Yes, I agree. And when you mentioned that quote, Beth, it made me think of another one. I can't remember who said it, or maybe it was Eleanor Roosevelt, but always be a first-rate version of yourself and a second-rate version of somebody else. And I feel like, well, Beth, you and Jeff and I were talking about this, is that during the summertime, body image, that tends to really be prevalent. I think it even goes back to springtime when you hear a lot on the TV, how to get body shape ready for the summer. So, it manifests in society and the media on what somebody looks like when they quote unquote are in shape, what that normal depiction looks like. And so I think that's where people fall into that trap too, in comparing yourself to other people. Okay, this is what I should look like, and I don't look like this. So then I'm not good enough, or I need to work harder to look a certain way. And that can make people feel bad about themselves. And especially, I feel like it really derives in teenagers, but even younger. But I think that it's important to be gentle to ourselves in a place where society may not be as gentle with us.
Or I think about it with our vision loss. If our eyes don't look like most people's eyes, I've been told your eyes don't look normal. Your eyes look weird. Okay. And that makes me feel self-conscious, but thank you.
But who would really say that to people, right? That's a prime example, Beth. If somebody has the audacity, right, to make a comment like that, try not to look at yourself and be like, oh, well, something is wrong with me, but rather push it outward and I wonder what's causing that person to say that. What makes them think that that's okay? Or what's making people think that having a set standard on what somebody should look like, that's acceptable?
I get it's because that we are challenging that person's experiences of what they deem to be typical. And so we're challenging someone's schema, if you will, because what they're seeing doesn't fit. And so, I agree, Robin, kind of pushing it outward and looking at them as like, okay, I get this is coming from a place of this is new and different for them. And I want to validate to those of us who have experiences where we have been told we are not normal. It hurts to hear that, right? And so it's really hard to be able to not make it about ourselves and turn it outward towards the other person and say, what is it about them that's causing them to respond this way to me? We all need to do that, but it's really hard to do in that moment.
It is really hard. I completely agree. And with myself, I have to really remind myself that when somebody makes a hurtful comment, whether it's in regards to my weight or the way that my eyes don't focus per se, that I have to really try and step back. But it is hard to do that. And I was actually even told that when people make a comment, then I feel like the whole world sees me that way. So that was a good realization to like, okay, that's just that one person. The whole world doesn't see me that particular way. And if they do, then how can I be able to build my own self-confidence or my self-esteem to where it doesn't matter, to where I know that I am beautiful inside and out, but being able to navigate with my own self-perception versus wondering how other people view me.
Yeah, and I think this does lend itself to that conversation we had about perception in a different way, the podcast episodes back, because so much of this is based on perception. And I don't know what the answer is to kind of not have these standards that the majority of a society or group deems is what is supposed to be. Mm-hmm. I don't have the answers. I think all we can do is be ourselves, embrace who we are, and really work on being proud of who we are as individuals.
And then also to representation. I think that the more that we start to, especially media, starts to challenge those typical societal standards or norms, the more that people's perspectives and experiences can be broadened. Sports Illustrated is starting to have more fuller figured models on their cover versus some that we were typically seeing, or they're having more older seniors on their covers. So I think that the more that we start to show that everybody is different, everybody has different body images or looks differently or acts differently, I think that there can be more embraciveness around diversity in that way.
I'll kind of wrap my part up with this, but I think there's a lot of good work being done on kind of a wider acceptance as a whole, as a culture, as a society. I do see a lot of really good work being done to kind of get rid of the word normal and not have these boxes or categories or constructs that we all have to fit in. And I think that's good. And I think there's a long, long way to go.
Yes, we do have a long way to go because we definitely are people, right? We're not boxes. So each of you listening to this episode to really, again, sit back and what does that word normal mean to you? What type of thoughts does it evoke? And really try to challenge those thoughts and trying to figure out how to be able to move forward in life and grow in life according to your own standards and expectations and not necessarily relying on or fixating on those perceived societal norms and expectations. So if you have any questions or comments, as always, we want to hear from you. So please don't hesitate to reach out.
Yes. And as always, reach out. We do listen and we respond. And please take care and stay grounded.
Until next time, take care.
Oh yeah, Wellness Wednesday with Beth and Robin. Gonna settle it down. Oh yeah, get your feet planted on the ground.
For more podcasts with the blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you want to leave us some feedback, give us a call at 612-367-6093. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening, and until next time, bye-bye.
Taking care of ourselves. It's all about you and taking care of yourself.
When we share
what we see through
each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap
between the limited expectations and the reality
of blind abilities.
and the realities of blind abilities.